Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to another episode of USA Podcast. Today I have a special guest, Helen Schaefer.
Hi, Milo. Thanks for having me.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing good. Yeah. So we've been trying to get you on for a while. I don't know if Israel actually told you, but we have been trying to get you on. Okay?
I didn't.
So it's been a while that we've been trying to get you on, but I'm glad you finally found the time to make it on and
Thank you.
share a little bit about you, right?
Right.
So with that said, tell us a little bit about you, where you were born, raised, what sport do you play?
Right.
Tell us a little bit about you.
Okay. Well, I was born and raised in Glendale, California, so not that far from here. I play soccer. Been playing my whole life since I was 4 years old. I now play collegiately at Pepperdine. And, I played a lot of other sports growing up, but I'm stuck with soccer, and I plan to play professionally, or at least for as long as I can.
All right. Very cool.
Yeah.
I like that. So at the age of 4, what got you into soccer?
My dad played in college a long time ago, and my brother played, my cousins played. I feel like I was just kind of always dragged around to all his sporting events, so I always wanted to do everything he did, and so soccer was just one of those things. I did a lot of other sports, but I'm not really sure. I think around the age of 10 years old, you have to kind of start choosing. You can't do everything all the time. If you want to take one kind of seriously, you got to kind of eliminate the sports and narrow it down. And I think soccer, I don't know, I just loved the game. I loved it ever since I was little.
What about it drew you in?
I loved scoring goals. I
Really?
thought it was the best thing ever, yeah. I think it's an escape. It's just when I play, I just feel free and I'm happy, and I just enjoy it. I love being out there, and I love playing with my teammates, and it's just something that I love to do.
And you started at the age of 4.
Right.
So what other sports did you play early on at that age? Were you part of those rec leagues where, you tried all the different sports, or was it just soccer and then whatever? What other sports? Well, first off, what other sports did you play?
I did play baseball.
Baseball or softball?
Yeah, baseball.
Oh, okay.
I played baseball, loved baseball. I did gymnastics for a long time. I did volleyball, basketball when I got a little bit older. And I did play softball, actually, for a year or two. Yeah, in middle school. But, yeah, that's about it. I think that was it.
But soccer's the one
that's just stuck.
Huh?
It's stuck.
Was soccer at the younger age, was it a physical sport? Because a lot of people don't realize how physical soccer really is, right?
Yeah.
You think, okay, you just run, you kick a ball, and it's avoid contact. But it is pretty physical. Was it physical at a younger age?
I didn't start playing basketball until middle school. I only played for a few years, and I really struggled. I would foul out every game. You touch someone and it's a foul, so I just couldn't understand conceptually I just didn't understand why you couldn't touch. Moving screens would get me every time.
That's funny.
But it's super physical, and I don't know. It's just something I love about the game. You don't really find it in a lot of other women's sports that are as popular. Yeah.
So what position do you play?
That's a good one. I play my whole life.
You're going to have to educate me on this, because I'm not a soccer guy. So all I know is there's a goalie, and I know there's some defenders, and I know there's people that score.
Good job. Yes. Well, my whole life I've played anywhere up top, a forward, outside forward, inside forward, or center forward.
And those are the scorers, right?
Right.
Okay.
But recently, the past few years, I've been playing more inside as the 10, attacking center mid, or the 8 or 6, which is center midfielders holding and just inside. So I kind of play everywhere offensively, but in college, I've played more as the 6, the holding center mid. But hopefully next season, I can get closer to goal position-wise.
Right.
Yeah.
So what high school did you go to? You went to Glendale?
No, I actually went to Flint Ridge Prep.
Oh, okay.
In La Cañada.
And how is their soccer program?
I am very lucky and grateful that I got to play with a group of my teammates and have the same coach as my club. So there were about like 4 or 5 of us on a club soccer team that went to the same high school. So we played all year round together with the same coach.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And that was it for high school as well?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
For both club and high school.
So did you guys win state or anything like that?
We did win CIF.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
It was a really fun experience.
Well, so was that the highlight of your soccer so far, you think? Or
Honestly,
what was the
yeah,
biggest highlight
say,
of your soccer career?
That was it. I think it's definitely one of those things where you really don't realize what you have until it's gone, and that was definitely one of those experiences. I think we could all say that we miss it a lot. I'm super happy now, and you know, my journey goes on, but it was definitely a really special team and time, and
something that you won't forget.
No, never.
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool though to be able to play with the team, right?
Yeah.
And the same coach a year round. Because a lot of times, you know, there's a fall off in high school.
Right. As
far as competition.
That's why,
and
a lot of club girls,
and
they say,
like
don't
that.
play high school, don't play high school.
Yeah, that's typical. That's typical.
It is typical.
So what made you decide on Pepperdine?
My recruiting process was actually a little unique. I committed to another school on the East Coast very young, probably summer of my freshman year of high school. I don't know, what are you, 16 maybe? I didn't know what I really wanted. I was like, wow, this all looks great. And then I would say end of my junior year, I just kind of, you know, I grew and realized I don't really want to go as far, and I want to be close to my family and my home, and so I kind of I decommitted, and Pepperdine actually saw me at a showcase in San Diego, and you know, we started communicating, and when I went on campus, and
Campus is amazing.
Yeah, the campus it's beautiful.
The view.
I pinch myself every day. I cannot believe I live there. But it was really the people who the coaches were, and obviously the program. It's why I chose to go to Pepperdine.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you share a little bit about the recruiting process, and because I mean, it'd be good for a lot of the younger kids that are going to watch this, right?
Right.
To see, like, wow, this is the process that you have to go through.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's not easy. I know it's not. You know, and a lot of times it causes stress.
Yep.
Because you might not get those letters, and it's like, you know, especially if you're on a team that has a high caliber of athlete in there, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, man, everyone's already getting communicated with, but what about me?
Right.
Right? So I don't know how it was for you, but maybe you could give a little background on that process.
No, it's a tough process, and you're so young that, I mean, it's just hard to keep in perspective, especially at that age. I think I had a lot of support from my club coach, which was really, I was very fortunate. He helped all the girls on our team and would communicate with them and do as best as he can to vouch for us. But really, you're the one responsible for, you know, you have to make a resume or make highlight videos and go to camps and showcases. Like, you really have to put in the work in a way. Reach out to college coaches.
Did you actually write emails?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
over
my
and
gosh.
over and over again, right?
We wrote
People
a lot of emails. You reach out to all these coaches, and a lot of time they get thousands and thousands of emails. They don't even see them.
Exactly.
So it can be really, really difficult if you don't have like a connection. But sometimes they do see them, and the showcases are huge. I also know it's hard if your club team's not like the big club name, you know, like the most popular clubs. It can be hard to get recruited because obviously the best schools are going to look at the best teams. Right. But it's definitely possible. And, you know, coaches know what they're looking for. And yeah, you got to just be persistent and keep trying. And you do have to put in the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many emails would you say that you sent out over the course of the recruiting process?
At least, Hundreds, yeah.
Hundreds and hundreds, maybe. I'm sure, right?
Yeah. I mean, you know, and then you can like try and copy and paste, but you do want to make them personalized to show that,
Because I'm like, sure coaches
investing in, right,
it's like,
right.
Okay,
yeah,
it's a cut and paste.
Right, exactly.
So what do you suggest that you could make yourself stand out? What do you think, looking back now?
Question. Right.
What would you have done differently that would make you stand out a little bit more now, right? Going through the process.
Right.
And where you are now, and it's like, you know what? I mean, maybe even communicating with your coach now, like,
right.
What would have made me stand out?
Right.
You know what I mean? Is there anything that you could think of?
I think a lot of people make like highlight videos, and honestly, I think like adding something personal in the beginning or at the end, like, you know, a little interview or something really quick, because they don't have a lot of time to look at things, but something that shows who you are a little more, because not only, there's a lot of great players out there, but they are looking for people with character too. Like they're thinking, you know, they're projecting not only your talent, but who you are as a person too, if they want a good culture for the team to be successful. So I think that's really important. But also being really persistent, because I feel like when I was younger, I don't want to be annoying to the coaches or whatever, but forget that. I mean, if you want to go get it, you know, like I don't know why a coach would be annoyed or turned away by a player who really wants to be there and wants you to look at them. So
no, exactly.
I would say being persistent, and you're not annoying. Be annoying.
And you know, I think you hit it spot on.
Yeah.
Because I coached girls travel ball and softball.
Right.
Okay, for many years. And I used to tell the girls on the team, you know, you have to be that bug.
Right.
That, you know, flying that gnat. Like, gosh, finally a coach is going to say, okay, I'll go see this kid, shut this kid up, and then, oh, okay, it was worth my while to actually go out there, you know. So you do have to be persistent and stay on top of them. Even though you might feel like, God, am I bugging them?
Right.
Like,
and I think I was so intimidated by them. And really, they're just people.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just people. At the end of the day, they have families. I mean,
and the thing you have to understand, right, is when you go to a tournament, I'm sure you went to some huge tournaments, some huge showcases and stuff, you're one of how many athletes out there, right?
Yeah.
But you have to figure out, like, okay, what's going to make me stand out?
Right.
Amongst everybody else here.
Know.
You know, it's like, so, I think that's huge, so, being that bug.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what does Helen like to do outside of soccer?
Not much. No, I'm just kidding.
It's all soccer?
I love soccer, but outside of soccer, well, I do currently live in Malibu, so we go to the beach like every day. We'll train and then hit the beach after class. So just hanging out with friends, just hanging out, watching movies. We like to just like go on little adventures and get in the car and drive to random places with my friends.
You guys go on hikes out there? Because there's some...
honestly,
some nice trails
my
out
friends
there,
try and get me to go. I don't love hikes. I'm gonna be honest. I'm always the one that's like, really? But I was told that's because I'm from Southern California and the hikes here suck.
Yeah.
But they're up from like Washington and other places, so I guess I haven't really experienced a great hike.
Oh, okay.
But I like, I just like to hang out. Be outside.
So let's go back to the recruiting process real quick. So how many schools did you actually go and visit before committing? Like you said, you committed to an East Coast school, right?
Right.
Was there a few schools, or was there?
Yeah, there's probably, I don't know, a good amount of schools, probably over... maybe like 15.
Nothing really, just like, I guess where I'm going is where did you feel like, okay, you know, because I had another guest on.
Right.
And she plays basketball at LMU. And she goes, when I went to the school, they told me that you would have this feeling, this gut feeling, like this is the spot. Mm-hmm. You know, and it was like, and she goes, no, I don't believe that. And then when she went there, it's like, oh my God, I got this feeling. And it's like, it was different than the others. So, I mean, was it similar for you?
No, I agree. Or? Yeah, Pepperdine was the last school that I visited before I committed. And I think when I got on campus, obviously it's gorgeous, but I really think it was spending the time with the coaches that really made me have that feeling. I just knew that this was a place that I would excel, not only in soccer, but grow as a person too. And they really do value and care about you as a person and your growth. And that is something that is really important to me. Yeah. And so I just knew. You just knew right then. Same thing, yeah.
Did you commit on the spot, or did you take some time? And
I don't think I did. I did not on the spot, but I'm like 2 days later, I did. Yes, but I think I was like, I have to go home and talk to my dad.
Yeah. How was that feeling, though? Like, was it a big relief? Like, okay, I know where I'm going, I know. And
a huge relief.
Yeah.
Yes. I think, like, during that process, you know, I'm kind of a anxious person, and so of course, I tried as best I can, and I didn't let, you know, coaches coming to my games affect my performance. But you know they're there. They're 10 feet away from you. Yeah. You see what schools are there. You see them watching you. Yeah. Like, of course, you know, as a 16-year-old, it can be, intimidating. And but, yeah, it was a huge relief.
So at what age did you say you said soccer is a sport? You said, was it 10? 10 or 11
10 was when that was my last year of AYSO rec league, and that's when I started playing club. And I thought, like, for me, all my friends had started club way earlier. Yeah. And looking back, I'm like, wow, that's still really young. But as a 10-year-old, I was like, I'm so late to the game. Like, I went to a club tryout. I'm like, I'm the worst one here. I can't even do a step over. Like, one of my best friends now, she plays at Oregon. We were on our first club team together. I think it ended up folding, but she taught me how to do a scissors at the first practice, like a move. Yeah. And I don't know, I'll just never forget that moment. I was just like, wow, I have so much work to do. I just played because I loved it, and I didn't even realize that there's a whole nother level. Yeah, I had no idea.
So at that age, right? Mm-hmm. So I guess where I'm trying to go to now is, what was the dedication that you had to put into this sport? Mm-hmm. I mean, did you know at that point, like, I want to play college, you know, and in order to get to that college level and possibly now the pro, right? Did you say, okay, now I need to make this commitment, I need to do this, I need to do, you know, and all the different commitments that you have to make now to make that dream a reality? Yeah.
I think when I started club at like 10, honestly, no, I wasn't thinking of college. I went to like local, like UCLA, USC games, like local college games, but I was never like, oh, I need to do this to get there. I was still playing just purely for enjoyment. Yep. Yeah. For years. I think all the way until maybe freshman year of high school. It was just pure enjoyment. I just loved the game.
I mean, you still enjoy it.
Right. Yeah, of course.
But then you need the dedication level. It wasn't as
goal-oriented, yeah. Like, oh, I want to get here, I want to, you know.
Exactly.
Until probably freshman year of high school, and then I was like, oh, wow. I mean, I didn't even really know there was a professional women's soccer league. I mean, it's still on the rise, but back then especially, it wasn't as popular. I mean, I don't even think it's still not even aired on live TV. It's still streamed online. It's really sad, but so I think that's when I started realizing I had a really influential coach, my club coach and high school coach, where he's like, you know, you can play if you want to do this. Like, I have full faith in you if you dedicate yourself, and kind of exposed me to the idea of you can get there if you commit yourself 100%, dedicate yourself. And
so what is that commitment? What is that dedicate yourself 100%? What does that consist of for you?
For me, well,
because I know you're in here, you train with Israel, you do that, you know, but what other than that, you know, makes you committed to the sport and to get to that next level?
Right. I mean, obviously physically putting in the work, training, lifting, consistency is huge. Yeah. I would say that's one of the biggest things that I've learned. You know, yeah, people are like, yeah, I'm ready, let's do it. And they're like 2 weeks, they go hard and they don't miss a day and they're super consistent. And then it's just, oh, vacation time, you know? So I would say that's huge, but also obviously like your mindset. That at this, especially at this level, you get to a point where like you're playing the top teams in the country in Division I soccer. These are the best players in the entire country. Everyone's good. Everyone's good. Everybody comes from being the best at their, you know, in their small town and in their area, and then you're like, oh shoot, everyone can do what you can do. So I think at this level, the biggest thing that really separates you is your mindset. Like right away, you can tell, oh, like I will dominate you. Like right away, you can tell who's gonna win.
So you go into these games with that mindset already.
Right.
Like there's a difference, right, between arrogance and cockiness versus confidence, right? And you go in with confidence.
Right.
It doesn't matter who I'm playing against. It doesn't matter what name's across that jersey. I'm going to kick your butt. I'm going to go after you, and I'm going to, right?
And you can sense that right away, right? You step on the field, touch a ball.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Is that what fuels your fire?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you love that type of competition where, you know, where a team's expected, oh, they're gonna dominate Pepperdine, or they're gonna do this, or and it's like, that's what I wanted, and let's go, you know, and because I mean, when I played college sports, you know, I'm not the biggest guy, but my sport was basketball, and when anyone ever doubted me, you know,
you
it's
love
like,
it.
love it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what I needed.
Thank you.
'Cause I didn't feel like playing today, but now it's like, you know, so you have that same passion, same fire.
I think you have to if you want to be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're able to write to yourself, right? Write a letter to yourself, a recommendation, right? When you were 10 years old, or when you were first starting off. What would you tell yourself from this point to now?
Ugh.
You're saying, "Dear Helen."
I would tell myself.
What advice would you give yourself?
That's a really good one.
Got you, huh?
Yeah, you got me.
And I got this question because I got to give some credit. Okay, I'm part of this mastermind group. Okay, and there's this other trainer. Her name's Leslie Trujillo. She has a book out. Okay, and it's about these letters. Right. But I wanted to throw this at you because you're a female athlete, and it's all for female athletes. This book.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, and it's all these former athletes, and they write to themselves when they're younger. Right. So I wanted to put this in your head and make you start thinking like, okay. You might not have to have an answer right now. Right. But if you can, that'd be cool to share with them. But if not, that's your homework.
Definitely.
Kind of cool, right?
Right.
No. So thank you, Leslie.
Thanks, Leslie. That's a really good one. I think just if you love it, keep doing it. If you really love it, it's a lot of people, especially at this level, in a weird way, think the work is almost like a chore. Like, oh, I have to do this today, so I get to do this today. Something for me personally, I've always just loved the process. I love it, especially when you see results. It's addicting. I just love it, and I think I wish I found the confidence that I'm currently continue to try and find, but that I'm mastering, and the mindset that I'm exploring. I wish that I had started that earlier, especially during those years where I was being recruited. I wish that I would tell myself to believe in yourself. It's just the big one. You have to believe in yourself. And I think at that age I did. I like I said, I was just playing. I was just there, and I did what I did with my friends, and it was fun, and I loved it. I was like, go score goals. Yeah. But I wish that I had that mentality when I was a little bit younger. Yeah. I'm going to be honest, yeah.
With the club sports and, even playing in college and stuff, there's there's a level of support you have to have.
Right.
It wasn't just, Helen did it all on her own. So I'm sure there's a huge support team that helped you.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about that, because a lot of people don't understand the dedication that it takes, not just for the athlete themselves, but the support.
Right. Well, I mean, it starts with my parents. They're amazing. Haven't missed a game ever. My dad's amazing. He played in college, but like I said, it was a long time ago. The level wasn't as high. Sorry, Dad.
Aging us. Okay.
Love you. But I just remember we would go out like every day and just, he'd make me, it wasn't like he made me, he wasn't like overbearing, but we would work on both feet and just like little things that I had like proper form that I had no idea that would help me later on. Like now I think like one of my strong suits is how technical I am, and you know, he wasn't like the best soccer player, but just those little things, the repetition at such a young age, I had no idea that would help me so much later on. And I think, I mean, every year he would never miss a game. He recorded every single, I'd have film of every single game to get better and to make videos, and my mom too was always there and would always help. Thanks, Mom. But I mean, the support from them is they've just supported me the whole way, and they're like, if this is what you want to do, then we are 100% behind you, and you know, whoever you need to train with or want to train with, we'll just figure out how to make it happen. And you know, the support has been amazing, and also I've had some amazing coaches that I obviously wouldn't be here without them, and just the things they've taught me with me knowing and without me knowing over the years is just, I've grown so much, and I'm so grateful for them. There's no way I would be where I am without them.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, and going back to your parents, right? Because me being a parent of daughters that played travel ball, you know, it's a lot of dedication from you. And all the games, of course, right? They're in the afternoon. They're at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m., so you don't have to wake up early. Yeah, right. You know, we were there when it was 8 a.m. Yep. You know, we have to drive out to Hammett. We have to drive all these different places. But who's the one who's driving?
Yep.
Who's the one who's waking up early too? Right. So dedication like goes beyond.
Right.
So parents understand the dedication too.
Yes.
Right. I mean, it's a lot of dedication on the parent side of it.
Oh, a lot.
You know, and I think that gets overlooked a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of dedication from the athlete because you're there and you're competing and everything, but mom and dad's the one driving you
every weekend.
Every weekend. So thank you, Mom and Dad.
Thanks, Mom and Dad. We love you.
So are you a big book person? Do you read a lot or not your...
I have started reading recently a lot.
Yeah?
A few of my friends have. We've gotten really into, like, you know, wellness and mental health and kind of like you're saying, mindset, like self-help books. So,
what's your favorite one right now? Is there a must-read that you could tell people about?
Mind Gym's pretty good.
Someone was just telling us about that.
Really?
Yeah.
I just recently read it. It's just more stuff about mindset and being a successful, like, high-performing athlete and how you can improve your mindset. Yeah.
But it's kind of crazy, right, when you think about that, with that book right there, okay? Because it's you work out, like you said, you know, you lift weights, you do this, you do that, you do the soccer part of it. But the mind gym, people don't really think about that. No. You have to train the brain too. The brain has to be trained for your sport and everything else.
Just as important, or if not more.
More important.
It is more.
Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of people neglect that. And
it's totally. That's one of the things I wish that I knew. I know I'm still young, but even younger, that could have helped me. It's so important.
Yeah.
It's so important. I didn't even really start exploring that whole realm until over the past like year and a half. How important it is, and it's so fun. It's such a fun thing to explore, and just want to master it.
Yeah. No, definitely. So I know you said your goal is to play pro soccer, right? Women's pro soccer.
Yeah.
What impact do you want to make in the women's pro league? If that's your goal, like I always tell everyone that I train, right? Don't make the team. Don't just make the team better.
Right.
Right? So it's like when you go off to college, it's like, yeah, I play for Pepperdine. Oh, well, but I don't play. I'm on the team.
Right.
Okay. Well, no, I want to make the team, and I want to make the team better, right?
Right.
So your goal is to play pro soccer, women's pro soccer, but what impact do you want to make on the league? Like you just said, it's not on TV, it's streamed, it's, so what impact can you make you could set in? I'm setting all kinds of new goals for you today, okay? You didn't realize that, huh? I'm giving you homework left and right here. So.
I'm getting nervous.
So what impact can you make on, what would you like to do?
I mean, of course, I don't really know how yet, but I would definitely, absolutely, I would definitely like to promote women's soccer here in the United States. It fathoms me that, like I said, the NWSL isn't even aired on ESPN or even on cable.
Yeah.
You literally have to stream it or go online or sign into these. It's just ridiculous, and it's really frustrating. It's super disheartening, and it's something I'm so passionate about, and I think that other girls would be too. And it's just there's no platform. I mean, obviously they're doing a great job and doing the best they can, but I would obviously love to help further that. It's so frustrating to watch. Yeah.
No, it is.
Yeah.
And it's sad because it's across the board. I mean, the WNBA, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, they get some exposure, but when you look at the crowd and it's like,
no.
And the thing is, I mean, they're competing at high levels,
Yeah.
Like I was explaining, the girl that from LMU, right? Nicole, she comes in here and she trains. She'll play these guys one-on-one and it's like, they're not a joke, it's not a joke. They compete at high levels. Women compete at high levels, and people don't understand that.
Right.
And it is sad, but I'm sure, hopefully one of you will make an impact and be like, finally, we're getting our TV time, we're getting our exposure, we're getting, the recognition and everything. Because I have 2 daughters, so that's why I'm so passionate about that too. So
that's great.
Yeah. So going back to like stuff outside of soccer now. Okay. What kind of music do you listen to? We recently had a guest on, right? And his thing is Bad Bunny. I said Bad Bunny. He's like, oh. He was like,
that's funny.
So what's your go-to music?
I listen to everything, honestly. Not a huge country fan, I'm not gonna lie. Country and like rock, not really, but totally depending on the mood.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
Is there anything like when you work out or like even before a game? Mm-hmm. Is there something that you listen to that gets you going?
I have a game day playlist.
Do you?
Yeah, but it's mostly just like hard, like usually rap. Yeah. It's probably not appropriate. Yeah.
But it gets the juices going. Yeah. No, I had the same thing. I ran track in college, and
oh, really?
And back then we had Walkmans. And I'm aging myself like your dad, okay? So Dad, you're not by yourself. Okay, so I had my Walkman on, and you see me going around the track and my warm up, and I'm just like, okay, get to the line, let's go. It's go time.
Right.
So what are some of your favorite artists?
I don't know.
Too many?
Too many. They're just all over the place. I really like the baby, Little Baby.
Why did you have this the baby?
But then like you have like I really like Billie Eilish and different genres, so it just depends. Who have I been listening to recently?
See, I told you I like to loosen things up a little bit, right?
Right. It just totally depends on what I'm feeling.
Yeah. Well, that's good, though. That's good to have a wide range of music taste.
Right.
It is. Now let's go back to one more thing that I want to touch on.
Okay.
So, Helen, after pro soccer. See, I'm already projecting you playing pro soccer. After that,
Just manifesting.
Yep,
Right.
putting it out there, right? So after that, where do you see yourself? What's your career, after soccer?
Right.
What's your major?
My major is sport business, sport administration. I do know that I want to work in the sport industry. Not really sure what yet. Obviously, you do give it some thought. You can only play for so long. But I've recently been really interested in like sport broadcasting, sports entertainment, kind of working maybe in the studio, behind the camera, maybe in front of the camera. Don't really know yet. But I definitely want to stay in the sport industry. I'm just so passionate about sports, and I want to help impact other people's lives, and I can't even imagine sitting behind a desk and having a real job when I just want to work out every day.
Yeah.
And and it's something obviously like I care about, and if I can share that with other people and help them achieve their goals and learn more about themselves, and that's just something I want to continue to do. I don't want to coach, though. That sounds it seems terrible, because everyone's like, "Oh, you want to coach after?" No, absolutely not. I don't think no. But yeah, I definitely want to stay in the industry.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's good to know, and it's all about networking and stuff. And one of our previous guests, one of the people that I train, he's a former pro soccer player. He's actually an analyst now, box sports analyst.
Right.
And
that's awesome. Yeah.
Might be some connections there.
Right.
I could introduce you to him.
That would be great.
Yeah, but definitely. I mean, it's a good goal to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's never too early to start planning for that.
Right.
I tell the younger athletes that I train, focus on the task at hand right now, which is playing at Pepperdine and going to women's pro soccer, but you always have to plan for the future too.
Right.
You want to pave that path, I guess, towards that direction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give you some stuff that kind of worked for me, and it's kind of like you live your life backwards. Have you ever thought of anything like that?
Like Benjamin Button? Have you heard
I
of that?
don't know Benjamin Button, but no, this is Milo. No, I'm just kidding.
It's whatever.
Yeah, no, but so we actually did this. I guess what we did is we actually wrote a letter to down from our funeral all the way back. All the way back, and how you want to live your life, how you want people to see you. So in order to do that, this is the steps I have to take in order for people at my funeral. This is what I want to be said.
Right.
So if you do that, and you kind of, it's like, wow,
that's
okay.
interesting.
Like how I just gave you the homework.
Right.
Right.
Here's another one. I got it.
So you do this, right? But and you said it would be great to be an impact in, the women's sports league and or soccer and stuff like that. So in order to do that, this is what you have to do.
Right.
So you live your life backwards. And it creates a path for you. It's like, oh, that's so much easier than trying to plan forward. You plan it backwards. So.
I'll have to do that. That's a good one.
Say that.
Thank you.
So is there anything else you'd like to share with anybody? Anything else that we don't know about Helen that you would like to, or people that you would like to thank? Or I know you thanked Mom and Dad already. Is there anyone else? Because I thought I saw, is there anyone else that comes with you and trains here that brings you sometimes? Or who usually brings you? Is it your mom and dad that brings you most of the time?
I
come with
bring
them?
myself. But yeah, my parents. In Israel, of course.
That guy.
He has had a huge. I've only known him and trained with him for like probably a year now, but has had a huge impact on me, not only as a player but as a person too. And
well, he talks very highly of you. So
thank you.
Yeah, he does.
Same to him. One of the most passionate, best coaches I've ever had. So detailed. So, oh God, I'm so grateful for him. He's taught me so much, and I'm so excited to continue to just work with him and learn from him. He's also been a huge mentor, and I'm So thank you, Israel.
Well, that's awesome. Well, thank you, Helen. Thank you for coming out.
Me,
Appreciate you coming out.
Of course, you too.
And don't forget your homework assignments. I'm going to check up on those. Okay,
okay, I'll turn them in. Thanks.
Hey, but thanks again. Appreciate it. And good luck in this next coming season. So.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
All right, everybody. Thank you again for tuning in. Tune in next week for another episode.